I've never been one with plants, with nature. I think it's beautiful. They're beautiful, don't get me wrong, and I love being out in nature, but the task of nurturing a plant, I was a self-proclaimed black thumb. That's right, I gave myself that title, and I mean charcoal black. Everything I touched perished, almost as if I had a sign above my head, "See me to in plant life." I remember my husband bought me 2 plants while we were dating, and let's just say he never did it again. Gone in 2 days. Yeah, not my forte. I never understood the purpose, the meaning, the why. They call for so much detailed care. I didn't have time for that. The water schedule, the fertilizer, the light situation. This is more than my child. Until one day, a friend propagated a plant for me. There's a word I never had in my vocabulary before now, and honestly, something I never thought I would do on my own. But here I am. The process of seeing new plant growth from a seed or cutting, it's fascinating. It's work, but captivating each time a new leaf comes about. I don't consider myself an anthropologist or even a green thumb, but my appreciation for nature has grown. And I can't help but compare this to salvation, to our walk with Christ, to my walk with Jesus. The delicacy of each aspect that goes into relationship with Him. Hard-hearted before I knew Him as Father, I never thought softened soil was possible. There were moments my ground was so dry and dense, so desolate and cold, the idea of growth seemed non-viable. I had the gift of fooling any bystander, leading them to believe my soil was soft and nourished. But truthfully, no amount of tilling would prepare my heart during that season. Or so I thought, as does any naive Christian. God doesn't have this. He can't produce something out of nothing. Yes, He does, and yes, He can. Sometimes it takes more than one seedling to produce a harvest, and many times from one seed comes only one bloom. I'll tell you, multiple seeds were planted in my soil until that fallow ground became fertile. But that's all it takes. This one bloom, this one decision, this yes and amen to a life beside Christ. Because even amongst the most barren soil, the promise of God's favor, His mercy, His grace, it's enough for a sprout of new life. God's been cultivating your heart all along. The master gardener, He's been preparing you for riches, not of this world, but of the kingdom, His kingdom. While seeds may be planted and watering occurs, that yes and amen calls for faith, trust in the unseen, a reliance on Him alone. While salvation is not achieved by works alone, once saved, good works come. So how do you find assurance of a fruitful harvest? By working, by cultivating, by pruning of what may cause it to wither, by watering, by feeding, by ensuring roots grow deep so as to warrant a long lifespan. This is sanctification, friend, a continuous decision to deepen our roots, to forever entangle our branches in His word, His call, His promise, to ever be rooted in you.